Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to completely challenge a piece of advice you've probably heard your whole life. And it all boils down to one simple thing: where you choose to study.
I want you to really think about this for a second. We all have that spot, right? That favorite chair, that one side of the desk. But what if, and this is a big what if, that comfortable little routine is the very thing sabotaging your ability to learn?
To figure that out, we first have to tackle the old school advice we've been hearing for, well, pretty much forever. You know the drill. Sit up straight at the same desk in the same quiet room. It was practically beaten into us in school. The whole idea was that consistency builds focus, and focus leads to success. And, it kind of makes sense on the surface, but it might be completely wrong. And here's the twist. The actual science is now telling us something totally different. Researchers are finding that this traditional wisdom isn't just a little off, it might actually be working against the way our brains are wired to learn. So what's really going on inside our heads? Let's get into the neuroscience here, because it explains exactly why our brains get so bored.
Okay, so check this out. When you're in that same old familiar study spot, your brain basically goes on autopilot. It's like it says, oh, this room again, seen it, done it, and your interest just plummets. But when you're in a new environment, your brain wakes up. It snaps to attention. It's on high alert, noticing all the new sights and sounds, and that heightened state of awareness makes you a sponge for information. You absorb and retain things so much better.
And to really get why, you need to hear this number: 40 million. That is how many subconscious bits of data your brain is processing from your surroundings every single second. It's wild. So when that data is new and different, your brain has to work a little harder, and that extra effort helps lock in whatever you're trying to learn at that exact same moment. Okay, so the theory is solid, but how do we actually put this into practice? Let's turn this neuroscience into a real-world strategy you can actually use.
And here's the good news. You don't need to go on some big, expensive trip. The change can be incredibly simple. You could try a park you haven't been to in a while, a new coffee shop, or, hey, even just moving from the desk in your bedroom to the kitchen table. The only key is that it's different from your usual spot.
Now hold on, there are a few important ground rules here. Number 1, and this is non-negotiable: never, ever, ever learn in bed. Your brain connects your bed with sleep, and trust me, that's an association you do not want to mess with. And obviously, you want to pick places that are helpful, not crazy distracting. A library? Great. A loud disco? Probably not going to work. And of course, always make sure you're safe and that you're actually allowed to be there. So when you get right down to it, the ideal learning space isn't defined by how quiet or consistent it is. It's defined by how it makes you feel. A place where you're happy, relaxed, and actually engaged with what's around you. That's the sweet spot. We just learn better when we're in a good headspace.
All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. Let's turn all this knowledge into a real plan you can start using this week.
This isn't just something to think about. It's a call to action. I'm going to give you a challenge right now. Here it is, your 4-step challenge. First, grab a pen and paper. Seriously, pause if you need to. Second, I want you to get up and go to a different room from the one you're in right now. Third, once you're in that new spot, write down a list of 5 new, fun places you could go to learn or study. And fourth, this is the most important step. This week, actually go and test them out. See how it feels. So, I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. We've always been told that learning requires this rigid, intense focus, but maybe we've had it wrong all along. Maybe what our brains truly need to learn and remember isn't just focus, but a little bit of novelty, a little bit of change, maybe even a little bit of adventure.